Today I want to talk about Halloween horror movies, the way they're all impacted and combined together. Personally, I think they go hand in hand. The whole scary, slasher, gory shit. You don't get any better than that for Halloween. I grew up, born in 1984. I'll be turning 27 in actually just a few days. But I grew up on all the original horror movies. Grew up watching Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th. Them are some of my favorite movies. And I could actually go as far to say that them do top out zombie movies for me. And zombies are pretty badass. But, growing up on these movies and the way I view Halloween, a lot of people nowadays seem to disagree with. See, and a lot of my friends and family agree with me that Halloween is supposed to be, spooky, scary. It's supposed to be, a lot of fun. This year alone on Halloween, every time I looked out my door, I didn't see spooky, scary, or fun. From what I saw, I only saw a couple things, 2 people that were dressed up as zombies. And, that actually saddened me, because every time I looked outside, I saw, little princes, princesses, and Winnie the Pooh characters, and I'm like, when the fuck did Halloween become cute? I personally don't think Halloween is supposed to be cute and adorable. It's supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be terrifying. It's days like that, you're supposed to be able to dress up and go out and for one night not be afraid because you're the monster, not somebody else. Yes, a lot of creepy shit happens on Halloween, but you know what? You shouldn't let it get to you. And trying to turn Halloween cute is not going to take away from the fact that there are thousands, possibly millions of us that still thrive on the horror genre that we, thrive for with Halloween. Death, gore, monsters, vampires, and real vampires, not the sparkly fairies that are missing their wings and live in the woods and eat animals. Those are not vampires. Okay? Them are woodland creatures. Vampires are not beautiful, gorgeous creatures. Okay? They're not supposed to sparkle when the sun hits them. They're supposed to burst into flames and fucking die. Not glow and sparkle. And vampires, okay, you read early stories of vampires. Vampires are not good guys. They never will be. Damn the creator of the sparkly ones. Because, seriously, no. Just no. Stop. I don't see what all the big rage is. Seriously, the biggest part about these movies that is actually kind of entertaining is basically the feud between, the main characters. But, that's way off track and shit. Halloween is supposed to be glorious and fun-filled. Me and my lovely fiancée Natalie, we actually intend on having a Halloween wedding and, getting married on Halloween. We're just going to do it because that seems like a cool year. I mean, who the hell wants tradition? It's time to have a cool, spooky, gory Halloween. I'm going to be a zombie, and yes, I know I just ragged on the whole cutesy princess shit a minute ago, but yes, she's going to be a princess. It's what she wants. It's our day. She can be whatever the hell she wants to be. If she wants to show up with just a ribbon in the middle of her chest and be completely naked, hey, as long as I'm marrying her, I really don't care. And people that actually don't like it can just, stay the hell away. Because you can only get one chance to actually do it right. And we're not going to do it everybody else's way. We are going to have basically a splatterfest wedding. But back to the horror genre and movies, they all impact and vitalize the way Halloween is lived. I love horror. Okay, I just can't get over the fact of how much I love horror. It's inspired me enough to the point of basically writing a bunch of little short stories growing up of, fucking just little psychos and shit like that. Currently, at the moment, I am working on a 4-part adult vampire series. I actually have a website for it and all that. Anybody that wants it, get in contact with me. I'll link it to you or whatever. But I'm also writing a zombie novel too for, basically it's going to be dedicated straight out to George Romero, which a lot of people actually thoroughly enjoy. I didn't realize I was going to have, as big of a fan base as I do before I was even published and famous. I have one book wrote. We are currently editing it. And yeah, it's about how, basically vampires need to be perceived. Deviant, backstabbing, bloodthirsty, just gory, mean creatures. It's all based around me growing up on Halloween movies and just horror. I wouldn't have wanted to grow up any other way. I think it was awesome that, being 1, 2 years old, parents put on cartoons. I'd start screaming because that's not what I wanted to watch. They'd stick in like Nightmare on Elm Street, man. I'd shut right the hell up and watch it. Yeah. And a lot of people say that they're surprised I didn't turn out to be some kind of psychopath. You know what? If I wouldn't have had good people in my life, I probably would have. But thankfully, I had a loving father there for the first little while of it to help me and guide me and make sure I didn't turn into that type of psycho. And then about 7 years old, had my stepmother, Stephanie, came along. God rest her soul. I don't know what would have happened with me and my dad had she never came along and into our lives. Mom, I love you and thank you for everything. And thank you for not taking horror movies away from me, too. I completely and entirely live for the horror genre. Nothing can outbeat it. The original killers, Freddy, Jason, and Michael, none of these new guys top them. None of them even come close. But in all seriousness, stop making Halloween cute and fluffy. That is not what it's about. You go back and you look at history. Halloween was never a bunch of cute little fluffy bunnies and kitties running up and down the street trying to get free candy. Seriously, go look at the way Halloween used to be compared to what it's evolved into now. People tell me I'm paranoid. Ooh, yeah, I'm, freaked out that one day I'm going to wake up to an entire wasteland full of fucking rotting corpses trying to eat my flesh. But you know what? That's not, as screwed up as it could be. But seriously, Halloween isn't supposed to be cute and fluffy. Read about it. The shit is gory, dangerous. It's got a really dark history. Regardless of what people say of it, it was invented by the candy company. You know what? If you think this, you're an idiot. Because it was around before candy companies existed. It wasn't technically, the way we perceive it nowadays as being Halloween. It was actually some dark, gruesome shit, around witchcraft and all, sorts of magic and evil shit like that. But, in conclusion, please, when Halloween rolls around this year, think twice before putting your kid in some stupid fluffy bunny costume and sending them out to go trick-or-treating. Have fun with it. Stop choosing your kids as costumes for them. If that's what they want to be, hey, that's great. Come by my door, I'm going to make sure they wet their pants, because I'm going to jump out and scream and yell and, basically look like a raving lunatic, because that's what I do on Halloween. I love to scare the shit out of people. If it's an infant, I'm a lot more considerate. But if you have some little 4 or 5-year-old banging on my door looking cute, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a sick fuck. I'm gonna scare the shit out of that kid and make sure they wet their pants. I got traumatized on Halloween once. Yeah, I can't stand to be anywhere near dummies or scarecrows. So, hey, everything has its toll, right? Anyway, got another vlog I'm gonna do later. It's gonna be about weddings and shit like that. I may do it later today, or I may wait and do it tomorrow morning, or the next time I happen to be alone. I try not to do these when other people are home or awake, because, well, people just don't know how to leave me the fuck alone. This is the third try on this damn video because the house phone kept going off. And seems how in this lovely 10-minute run, it has not. I'm going to pull this to a close before it does and before I have to fucking start over again. Anyway. Have fun. Remember. Bump back at the boogeyman. Don't let him get you. Happy Halloween.